Hi, welcome back to Novelsnook. I'm Tori and I'm here with Caleb and Maddie, and for this week's video we're doing the Tmi Tag. So we first saw this video from
Jesse the
Reader, and he did like 50 questions. Since there's 3 of us, we're not going to be doing 50 questions. That's just way too much. This would be an hour-long video. So we grabbed some of our favorite questions and we're going to answer them today.
The first question is, who is your book girlfriend / boyfriend or crush?
My book crush is definitely Augustus Waters from The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Loved him, read the book a long time ago, and he's still my favorite.
My book crush is Percy Jackson from the Lightning Thief series, because I love it and he's just amazing.
My book crush is Hermione Granger from the Harry Potter series.
The next question is, what is our favorite book series? My favorite book series is the Nicholas Flamel series from Michael Scott. I'm currently reading it and finishing up the series now, but I still really like it.
This should come as no surprise, but it's The Lightning Thief, like the first 5-book series, and then the second. I finished that a few years ago, but I really, really love it.
Also, this shouldn't come as a surprise. My favorite book series is Harry Potter.
Basic. Next question is our favorite standalone books, and my favorite standalone book is The Wedding by Nicholas Sparks. I haven't read that book in so long, but it's definitely one of my favorites.
My favorite standalone is anything from Sarah Dessen, because none of them are in a series, but I can't really pick a favorite.
My favorite standalone book is Simon vs. the Homo Sapien Agenda. I just got done reading that book recently, and I can't wait till the movie comes out in March.
We are so excited to see that movie. I'm excited to see that movie. It looks great. The next one is, what is a quality we look for in a book? I definitely look for something with like romance and, you know, if it's very interesting, I'm definitely going to read it. It has to keep me interested.
Yeah, I look for something that has sort of a hook in the beginning, so you're not like halfway through the book before you can actually get into it, and it has to have some romance, like Tori said.
Yeah.
I just look for great writing all around. Like, if it's a good concept but it has terrible writing, I don't get that into the book.
True. Yeah.
So it's just gotta have a good writing style that I enjoy.
It's really hard to read something that's like has crap writing. The next question is, what is your favorite author? I think my favorite author is probably John Green, just because he writes like so many popular books and that every single book he comes out with is absolutely amazing.
I can't really pick a favorite. It would probably be Sarah Dessen, but Rick Riordan is up there too, because I love both of their writing styles.
Just like Maddie, I can't really pick a favorite. It's either J.K. Rowling or Rick Riordan. They both are great authors and both have really good book series that I enjoy.
Would you rather have action or romance? I think if I had to pick one, it would be romance, but I definitely would love a book that has both action and romance. I think having one would be nice, but if they were both in the book, it would be amazing.
Yeah, I agree with Tori. If I had to pick one, I'd probably pick romance. But I love, my favorite type of books have like fantasy and action, but with romance mixed in with it. So something in the middle would be perfect.
Okay, so I agree with Maddie and Tori about how they like a good mix between action and romance. But if I had to choose, I would choose action by far, because that's more interesting and fun to read about.
The next question is, what is the last book that made you cry? So the last book that made me cry was probably Zen Diagram by Wendy Brandt. It was just really, I don't know, I really liked the story, and it was, I shed a few tears.
The last book that made me cry was a few years ago, called The Knife of Never Letting Go. I don't remember who it's by, but that's okay. I cried because there was a dog, and I love animals, and the neck of the dog got snapped, and I just was hysterical for a long time. So, yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but you will probably cry if you read it.
Well, a book hasn't really gotten me to cry yet, but a really sad book that I read was definitely Fault in Our Stars.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was like my toss-up, because I remember that made me, I was definitely crying. Okay, the next question is, what is your least favorite book? I think my least favorite book that I've read is Jane Eyre, just because I really liked Jane Eyre. I loved the concept. I loved the movie adaptation that they did, but it is such a big book. Like, not like, it's chunky.
Slow.
It's
slow to get into.
Oh my gosh, it is so slow to read.
I don't think I've ever fully read a book that I just hated, but the book Congo by Michael Crichton the first half of the book is just like filled with numbers and math, and it's so boring. And my dad's just telling me, just keep reading, it gets really interesting, but I can't do it. So that'd probably be it.
I'm gonna have to go with a book that I read in school. I really did not like Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare.
Oh.
That was just, it's an overrated love story. I don't understand it really because they knew each other for 2 days.
Well, Miss
before they
Rosario made
decided
us
to kill themselves.
overanalyze it, so it kind of ruined it. If we didn't have to like look into every single word, I probably would have liked it.
I love Romeo and Juliet. I think
Romeo.
They knew each other for 2 days and they're like, oh, I can't love without you.
Romeo is
For
the
true
most
love,
dramatic human being I have ever met. Like
You don't think
every little
Juliet
thing.
is?
That Romeo though, every little thing that comes through, he's like, oh my god, my love, oh I must die. It's like, oh my god, get
love
a hold
at
of
first
yourself.
sight. Love at first sight. The next question is, what are the reasons why we joined BookTube? I think for me, I joined BookTube just because I loved YouTube as like an overall forum where we can share videos and stuff, but I read a lot. I mean, I try to, and we were in like book club and we were doing a lot of stuff with books, and I just thought, why don't we sit down and record some of our favorite topics about books? So that's kind of why I wanted to join.
I wanted to join because like Tori said, I loved YouTube, and I thought like a lot of the booktubers that I saw were really like inspirational, and they got me into a lot more books, and I just loved reading in general.
I just decided to join because I really like YouTube and I just thought it would be fun to record a couple videos and make a channel.
Yeah, we talked about this in another video.
Yeah,
I think it was
we just decided what we're reading pre-calc. We're like,
Yeah.
hey, let's do a video episode.
Yeah.
It's like,
that was in a different video, which I think was the
Like first?
I think it was the first one.
BookTube tag.
I think it's the BookTube tag, yeah.
Yeah, so check that video out. So the next question is, name a scary book. And I think that the first book that comes to my head is It, just because it's been overplayed by, I mean, the movie just came out, and then It is just such a big fan thing that's been going on, so It by Stephen King, definitely.
I don't know if I've ever actually read a scary book. I mean, my dad's a huge fan of Stephen King, and he tells me about it all the time, how it's like terrifying, but I don't think I've ever actually read one that's actually scared me.
Well, it didn't say read, it just said name a scary book.
Anything by Stephen King then?
Yeah, basically. It's true.
Any short story by Edgar Allan Poe.
I love Edgar Allan Poe. I have a whole book of poems from him.
They're making a mini-series on Edgar Allan Poe I want to watch.
Ooh, sounds good. The next one is, what is our favorite book title? So, my favorite book title, I think, is All the Bright Places. I really like that just because it's very, like, contradicting to what the book's about, but I really like that title.
I don't know. I feel like I really like the book title, The Truth About Forever, from Sarah Dessen. I don't know if it really relates to the book itself. It gives you, like, a good, like, basis of knowledge of what it's going to be about, like, young romance and the truth about it all, so, yeah.
I think my favorite book title is Before I Wake. It's this story about this girl who's a neo-Nazi, and I think she goes into a coma or something, and when she's in a coma, she has dreams that she's a Jewish girl during World War II. And it's really good.
Not the book I was thinking of. I was like, yeah, that's a good one, and then you're like, neo-Nazis or whatever, and I was like,
No.
Okay, the next question is, what is the last book you read? I think the last book I read was A Farewell to Arms by Ernest Hemingway. It was a class assignment book, but it was alright. It wasn't my favorite, but it was decent.
I think the last book I read fully was The Great Gatsby, which we did a video on already. But we've had book assignments for class. I just haven't read them all the way through. So I think the last complete book was The Great Gatsby.
The last book I read was Simon versus the Homo Sapien Agenda. It was a really good book. I can't remember who the author was.
So the next question is, what book are you currently reading? And I'm currently reading 2 books. I'm currently reading The Handmaid's Tale, which is another book class, like, assignment thing. And I'm also finishing up the,
Magician.
Yeah, the Michael Scott, or not the Michael Scott.
Michael Scott,
Secrets of, I'm finishing up the Secrets of Nicholas Flamel series. I'm on book number 2, so.
Yeah, the book I'm currently reading is also The Handmaid's Tale, which is a class assignment. Haven't really gotten too far into it, but if you've ever read Jane Eyre, it's a huge contrast to that, so that should be fun.
So the book I'm reading right now, I'm actually waiting for the book to come in. I'm going to read The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue.
Ooh.
And I've heard so many good things from BookTube about it, so I'm excited to read it.
Every video I've seen has mentioned that book in a video, hands down. For the next question, we're going to talk about a book world that we would want to live in. I think I would love to experience living in the Divergent world. I think it would be really cool, like before all the chaos happens, like going into factions. I think that would be really interesting.
Yeah, I agree with Tori. I'm going to be basic, but yeah, I think it's really cool. I like all the factions. Like, I would totally be Dauntless.
Ooh,
I think they're awesome.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
I would totally love to live in the world of the King Chronicles. Like, it's still, like, actual, like, modern world. But, like, Egyptian gods are real in it and magicians are real. So I think that would be fun to experience.
Oh, yeah, the Lightning book. The Lightning Thief book series, I would also love to live in because the Greek gods are like a huge part of that, and I think Greek mythology is awesome.
And the next question is, what world would we not want to live in? And I think I wouldn't want to live in the world, the Match series by Ali Condi, because it starts out like this perfect world, and then so much goes down with like, because you're matched like with somebody, and then it just kind of hits the fan.
That's true. Yeah, I agree with Tori because you have to, everything in that book, like everything's planned out, like your whole life is planned for you, and that would just be awful.
I kind of have two worlds I wouldn't want to live in. First one is The Giver, because like it's just black and white.
That's true.
All the time. And then another world I would not want to live in is, I haven't read the book yet, but I want to, is the Delirium series. Because it's about where love is considered a disease. So they have like, I don't know if it's like an injection or something to suppress like your love, so you don't have love in that world.
That's kind of awful. Or the Hunger Games. I mean, if you think about it, if we all were in that world, one of us would survive.
Yeah.
I know, but it is really cool. I'm kind of on the fence about that.
It's cool if you live in the capital.
I think it's interesting, but if you imagine being in that world, you would have to fight to survive, and you probably wouldn't. I mean, look at us.
I would
probably would not survive.
I would be the one to step off the podium before the like
the bomb.
Yeah, I would blow up.
Me too. Me too. So our second to last question is: do you write? Have you ever kind of tried to write a book? Have you ever wrote short stories? So like, do we write ourselves? And I've actually tried to write 2 books before. I actually came up with this really cool idea for a book. Me and my friend, we tried to co-write this book. We still have 1 page. Literally. We wrote this like years ago. I have 1 page so far. And then I tried to write an autobiography. Yeah, that didn't go well. But I do like to write. I like to write. We wrote flash fiction in English. That was a lot of fun writing short stories, so I don't know.
Yeah, I've written a lot of short stories. Like, we've challenged ourselves to try to do it in like under 100 words, and it's really difficult. It doesn't seem like it would be, but it is. I don't think I've ever tried to write anything like a whole book, but I would like to try sometime.
We should write a book, all of us.
Yeah, let's do
I'd be like every other booktuber.
Yeah.
I haven't tried to sit down and write a book, but I've wrote a couple of short stories. They're really terrible. I would not let anyone read them, but yeah, I tried to write a couple of short stories, and I do enjoy writing too.
Yeah.
We had to read our short stories out to the class, and it was so cringy. I liked yours though. Do you remember when you did like the 10 days for this and then 9?
Oh yeah.
I love that.
I like that
awesome.
one. That was a good one. I like 10 days. That was a good short story.
Like this video if you want Tori to share her short stories.
Yeah, we'll bring them in.
I will. I'll share it with you. I just don't want this video to be long. I don't mind. I think it would be funny. So for the last question, we're going to talk about how many books we own. This is my room, so all the books you kind of see on this bookshelf is what I own. It's not much, but I honestly, I don't have any more space, so I have to limit myself, or else they would just be overflowing. I'd be a hoarder and consumed with books.
Yeah, I don't know how many books I own. I have a huge bookshelf, and I haven't even read all of them. Like, a lot of them I've just picked up from various sales or people given to me, but I want to read them. I don't know how many I have.
Yeah.
I straight up have a book buying addiction. Like, I will go to Goodwills or places where they have cheap books and just buy it out. Like, I have over 300 books, I think, and I have like 3 bookshelves filled. I have books on my dresser, like, stacked high, and like books just all over the place. I really have a problem.
No. Caleb has over 300 books. How many of those books have you read, Caleb?
70.
Lame.
Oh wait, there's
Okay.
one more.
I don't have all the time in the world.
We were going to finish this video, but they wanted to do an extra question of what is your Hogwarts
Hogwarts
house. Hogwarts house.
Okay, so
Okay.
Tori, shame her, hasn't read Harry Potter books
Or
or
seen
watched the
movies.
movies.
I've seen
Like-
one. The Sorcerer's Stone.
The first one.
First one, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I've seen the first movie.
Yeah, so you should just disgrace her off BookTube.
Okay, but since Tori doesn't know her house, I think we've decided that she would be Hufflepuff because
Yeah, straight up.
Sounds good to
Definitely
me.
Hufflepuff.
Don't know what it is, but sounds
You
great.
just trust us.
Wait, is it Harry and Gryffindor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I knew that. So I remember the hat, and you're like,
That's a
Gryffindor.
Gryffindor.
Okay, my house would either be Ravenclaw or Gryffindor. Probably more towards Ravenclaw, but I love Gryffindor as well.
Straight up, I was sorted into Ravenclaw. That's my house.
Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Also, we mentioned kind of some other videos that we've done, so you can check those out as well. Yeah, we always have our social media down below. Also, comment if you have any video requests. We're here today all together, so we're trying to get as much videos done as possible to kind of, you know, pull ideas together. So, bye!
Hello? Jesus?
Hello?
Jesus, are you there? Jesus?
Jesus?
Hazel. Alright, hold on, I went into an accent right there.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
This is 12 minutes. No, sorry about that. Okay.
Okay, everyone just stop laughing for a second. Maddie, stop coughing.
I can't laugh without getting into a coughing fit.
Caleb, Maddie, and
Tori.
Tori. Oh.
And Tori.
Caleb. I'm, okay. Oh, my name is Tori. Wait.
My
We
name
have
Jen.
to restart from the beginning.
Okay,
My name is Jen.
My name is Jen. Balena. No,
Balena.
Did you see that in
Jamaica.
Okay, I feel like it's smart to stop this record and then start a new one. It's probably already 6 minutes in.
Balena.
How long was that? Okay.
Everyone look at my t-shirt.
What are you doing?
Kids look like... Yeah.
Remember that video where he was just like the camera? He was like the entire video until someone talked to him.
It's an adventure, but if I had to choose one, I would go with
Adventure!
Adventure
Adventure time!
It's action, isn't it?
The minute you said romance or adventure, I was like,
Damn it, stop making me laugh! I need another drink.
Let's restart that part of me.
Okay.
I like a bit of romance and adventure. We're not talking
What you
about
mean?
adventure.
Marissa?
Marissa, hey.
Jesus? Steven?
Okay.
Balena?
Okay, let's calm down for a second so I can finish my...
Okay. An adventure?
What
are you doing?
She was like almost laughing. I was like totally at her and I was like... Okay.
You look like Johnny from The Shining.
Hey, Johnny!
Here's Tori.
I can't help it.
Okay.
Oh God.
We gotta
I
get
can't
this
even breathe in.
done. Okay. Okay.
Okay. I'm laid back.
Romance adventure.
420. Yeah.
Adventure.
Yeah. It's action.
I know. Okay.
Action.
Alright.
No more laughing.
Yeah.
Okay, go.